you recently turned 60 and you've beat everybody at your gym when it came to the really high intensity workouts, which include rowing, bench press, and whatnot. Tell us about turning 60 and also talk us about your old lefty.
Yeah, well, okay. Well, thank you for that. I probably lost my way in my mid years when I got a little bit too heavy and probably, drank too much and ate too much. I was playing football, which is something I wish I hadn't done after the age of about 30. And I blew out my left knee, ACL reconstruction. In fact, over the space of 7 years, my same knee needed to be rebuilt twice. So I've got a knee that really is sort of just held together by screws and wires. What I've found is that the older I get, and I'm very passionate about this, the more committed I am to try and stay as physically strong as I can. Just the demands of doing a live show, I found that if I put in a good training session earlier in the day, as the night wore on and it got a bit tiring, I could channel the strength, the endorphins that I'd released earlier in the day, and I could reuse them to just energize me and keep me very alive on screen. If you're not in great shape and you are flying and working long hours and not eating great because you're at work all the time, it's gonna come back to haunt you. So I'm looking to be as active and as fit and healthy as I can for as long as I can, because that will prolong my career, it will prolong my productivity, it'll make me feel good about myself.
With that kind of pain that you go through and the suffering, how do you keep that aside and still do the thing? It is one thing just to get up and wear your shoes and go for a run. That itself is tough for many. And here you're suffering. And how do you reason with your brain saying that I still need to do this?
Pain can be compartmentalized. And that's something that I learned, and I've heard athletes speak about it as well. There's virtually not any, certainly let's take football, for example. There's virtually no footballer who plays any match injury-free. What you do is you just take that bit of pain, you put it aside. So yeah, I know it's there, but I'm sorry, you can't be a factor today. I'm going to be able to function as best as I can. Balancing out the reward against the pain. So if by doing this workout, I'm going to get this benefit from it, I'm prepared to put up with a bit of pain. Presenting sport on TV isn't exactly frontline soldiery. It's not exactly being a firefighter. Let's make no mistake about it. But there are times when it's tiring or a little bit uncomfortable or stressful. If you have managed to cope with a horrible, grinding, painful workout, you've built up such a resilience and such a mental strength that you say to yourself, if I got through that in the gym today, I can get through delivering this TV show. And I think that's something that keeps me going.
Amazing. Anna Lemke, she was kind enough to join me on a podcast. She's the head of addiction clinic at Stanford. She said that we are suffering today, not because we have too much pain, but apparently because we have too little of the right kind. And that we need to
Good line.
seek things that are hard and that give us meaning and purpose. You would agree with that then?
100%. That's a great line. And that little bit of pain just focuses you. Anything that just gives you that little bit of an edge, that separates you from an ordinary performance and an elevated one.